Welcome back to Destination Northeast 2020, where the theme is Emerging Delightful Destinations. This time, the focus state is Assam, and our chief guest is Sri Sarbananda Sonowal, Honorable Chief Minister of Assam. Guest of honor Sri Chandan Brahma, Honorable Minister of Tourism. Assam, which literally means a peerless land, is a gateway to the Northeast. It is a region where nature herself has painted the vibrant landscape, hillocks, woods, brooks, streams, flora, and fauna. The affectionate people are also proud of the abode of one-horned rhino, the blue rivers and red mountains, the aromatic tea gardens that make Assam a special place on earth. Assam bears testimony to a rich cultural heritage through its temples, monuments, torrential Brahmaputra River. It is a legendary state in terms of tradition and civilization. Assam is the meeting ground of diverse cultures. The state has a large number of tribes, each unique in its tradition, culture, dress, and exotic way of life. The culture of Assam is a rich tapestry woven with multicolored yarns of distinct heritage of all the races that inhabit the land. Well, today we present before you Hajong dance, Bihu dance, Satriya Bhortal Nitya dance, and folk fusion performance. Well, we would like you to enjoy the delightful dance and music of Assam. But before that, we will have the theme song by Somersaults.
Clouds come home, and the Loktak Lake never runs dry. This is where the rhinos roam, the hornbills ride and rule the sky. This is where the hills could meet with the world's highest fountain. This is where old wisdom talks at the water of those fountains.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद समरसॉल्ट। कार्यक्रम को आगे बढ़ाते हुए हम स्वागत भाषण की ओर आपको ले चलते हैं, जो कि माननीय सदस्य उत्तर पूर्व परिषद प्रोफेसर B.K. दत्ता पेश करेंगे। महोदय।
I will talk about the potential of Northeast as a destination for tourism. We all know that the northeastern region of India comprises of 7 states: Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland and Tripura. Now Sikkim is also included. Geographically, it is almost isolated from the rest of the India, but connected by a narrow strip of West Bengal as its west. Foreign countries surround major parts of the boundary. These countries are Bangladesh, Bhutan, Myanmar and China. Northeastern region is known for its rich biodiversity. Shillong, the capital of Meghalaya and former capital of Assam, is known as the Scotland of the East for its scenic beauty. The northeastern region of India is home to a large number of tribes who bring it into the region's export basket materials and handmade products from about 140 different communities. All the 8 states are known for their abundant natural materials as cane, bamboo, timber, silk, clay and natural fibers. They take pride as brand of craftsperson whose unique skills have passed down through generations. Owing to design interventions and proper guidance, they have gracefully incorporated modern designs and eco-friendly technologies to appeal to the contemporary consumers and craft connoisseurs alike. As per the report of handicraft from the any region have consistently grown, having reached 1,148 crores in the year 2017 and 18. Assam has some biodiversity hotspot and having known tourist destinations like Kaziranga Wildlife Sanctuary, known for its famous one-horned rhino. The other areas of importance are Dibru-Soikua, a known national park where Gangetic dolphins can be seen in the river Brahmaputra. Feral horses, many other wild animals and birds can also be seen in the wild. Tourists may visit the large green tea estates of Assam and Meghalaya. Some tea estates are having homestay facilities. The oldest tea research association, 100 years old, in Jorhat region of Assam is also worth visiting. There are also some golf resorts in some of the tea estates of Assam. The golf enthusiasts can venture for them. In Manipur, some festivals which are attended by a large number of tourists from different parts of the country, like Sanghai Festival held in the month of November, and then Siroi, a flower festival. To cater the need of the tourists in Manipur, infrastructure like hotel and restaurants are required to be developed. There are series of religious festivals. Olofils, site of World War II Museum, India Peace Museum, Imphal War Cemetery also deserves attention. The mortal remains of 1,600 soldiers who laid their life during the Second World War in Manipur is kept in the site. Govindji Temple, a Vaishnav culture, also deserves special attention as this is visited by most of the tourists who visits Imphal and Manipur. Connectivity with Myanmar for industry and trade also deserves due attention. Last year, 12,000 overseas tourists visited the above-mentioned sites in Manipur. Tourism vis-a-vis sustainable development should be given due attention for Northeast. Tourism sector in India has seen a decline in its growth. International and domestic travel has registered a slowdown in the recent years. However, health and medical tourism in India is doing well through the government and private hospitals. Any region has tremendous potential for medical tourism which needs to be explored. Priority may also be given to education sector. I understand that some of the Thai universities have student exchange program with some universities of Northeast. like Guwahati University of Assam and NEGU of Meghalaya. These aspects of collaboration demand careful attention. Tourism in India in general and northeastern India in particular, involving the tea sector, may be given due importance to boost tea tourism as one of its kind. A tea lounge in the Tea Auction Center at Guwahati has been established in the recent past, which will offer best quality Assam tea to the tourists, to the visitors. It has also housed a restaurant to entertain the visitors at the same time. Keeping the above observations in view, any region can be considered as an excellent tourist destination. The biodiversity, the scenic beauty, historical monuments and religious tourism destinations, to name a few, like Kamakhya, Shiva Temple of Sibsagar, Durga Temple at Nortyang in Jaintia Hills, and Matabari at Tripura. To implement the Act East policy, Ministry of Civil Aviation and Government of Assam are planning to open 6 international air routes, namely Guwahati Dhaka, Guwahati Bangkok, Guwahati Kuala Lumpur, and Guwahati Kathmandu, Guwahati Hanoi, and Guwahati Yangon. These proposals can be appreciated. I, on behalf of the northeastern states, invite you all for the visit to the northeast region to appreciate the beauty, hospitality, and to interact with the people of the region at large. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for that very warm welcome address. We will now move on to the introduction of the state of Assam, local entrepreneurs, and virtual exhibition of handcraft, traditional fashion, and local products.
I am Jyotishmita Borua, FBB Colors Femina Miss India Assam 2019, and I welcome you all to my state with immaculate natural beauty of the wild, peaceful villages, and lush green tea gardens. This northeastern state calls every enthusiastic traveler to get butted in its scenic charm.
Namaskar. I'm Prastuti Parashar, an Assamese actor. I welcome you all to Assam, a land of beauty. Assam is a state with immense natural beauty and diverse history. With majestic Brahmaputra and magnificent hills, it is one of the least explored regions in the country. Home to the missing tribes, Majuli is the largest river island in the world. Dibrugarh is the tea city of India with the innumerable tea gardens around it, with the Kaziranga National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, hosting the one-horned rhino and the Asiatic elephant. It is a nature lover's paradise. Home to Ma Kamakya Temple in Guwahati and Ronghor Tolatol Ghor in Sibsagar district, Assam is a hidden treasure for the avid travelers. Destination Northeast 2020. Emerging delightful destination.
I hope everyone is well. So, yeah, when I was studying in Don Bosco School, I think I was class 6 or 5, I think. So there was a World Cup, 2010 World Cup. It was happening during that time in South Africa. So I was not interested in football too much, but I was interested in running. And in the school, before the assembly, we used to kick all the water bottles, play with them, run around. So then suddenly, and my home was also nearby the field only. So every morning when I used to wake up, when I used to go to the school, so I used to hear the noise of football, like many guys kicking and all those. So one day I went to the ground, then there were lots of guys playing football. So I told my dad that I also want to play football. So my dad was an ex-footballer only. So yeah, he was like, they wanted me to study, first of all. My parents, they wanted me to, it's normal everywhere. So yes, and then suddenly I get into football. I went to the field, trained. Like I was very small. So lots of senior players were there. So we don't know anything. I don't know anything. So it's like I used to play in side by side of the pitch, like small area, just kicking the ball around. So slowly, I was more into football interest there. 6 players were scouted from Assam by Indian coaches for the next AFC Under 14 tournament, Asian level tournament. So that was my second achievement, that I got called for India team. I came back and everyone was proud, happy. Yes. So I stayed inside. After 2 months, they gave a letter calling that you have got an India camp, so you have to have the documents required, your passport, and you have to report in the camp by next month. So it was very difficult making passport and all. So yes, my father also helped me a lot, too much. Very, very. And but anyhow, I made it, and we went to Calcutta. There was a camp, there was more than 400 boys, and they will be selecting only 24 players. It was very tough, very, very tough, and all the players were very talented, all basics, all from good coaching center. I was nothing, I was just playing my own natural game. Yeah, that's it. And yes, I gave a selection in the India team, and from first day only they were impressed by my quality, everything. The coaches started liking me, everything was going good to me. And yes, after 1.5 months of selection, finally I can say that I have represented my nation at under 14 level for the first time. And it's a very huge achievement from Assam also. I think for Assam and obviously for Khartoum district. Okay, well, that's well said. But
2006 চনৰ পৰা মাছৰুম ডেভেলপমেণ্ট ফাউণ্ডেশ্যনৰ লগত লগ হৈ আমি মাছৰুম খেতি কৰা ঘৰ বিভিন্ন ধৰণৰ পৰীক্ষামূলকভাৱে কৰি চালোঁ। দেখা পালোঁ যে আটাইতকৈ সুবিধাজনক ঘৰ হৈছে এইটো, যে ইয়াত এখন ফ্লেক্স থাকে। এই ফ্লেক্সখনে মাছৰুম ঘৰটোৰ ভিতৰত দিয়া যিটো পানীৰ জলীয় বাষ্প ধৰি ৰাখে আৰু ইয়াক উয়ে নাখায়। ফলত মাছৰুমে জলীয় বাষ্পটো খুব সুন্দৰভাৱে পায় আৰু মাছৰুম খুব জোৰে সুন্দৰকৈ বাঢ়ি আহে। আৰু ওপৰত দিয়া যিখন সেউজীয়া নেট দেখিছোঁ, এই নেটখনে কি কৰিছে, ইয়াক 2 ফুট এটা ফাঁক ৰাখি দিয়া হৈছে। তলৰ পৰা ওপৰলৈকে এটা ফাঁক আছে, 2 ফুট এটা ব্যৱধান আছে। এই ফ্লেক্সটোৰ সূৰ্যতাপত খুব উত্তাপ হয়। যেতিয়া এই নেটখন দিয়া যায়, সেই উত্তাপটো কমাই দিয়ে। মাজত 2 ফুট যিটো ফাঁক আছে, এইফালেদি বতাহটো চলাচল হৈ ভিতৰত যিটো গৰম বতাহ উলিয়াই নিয়ে। ফলত ঘৰটোৰ ভিতৰত সম্পূৰ্ণ শীততাপ নিয়ন্ত্ৰণ হৈ থাকে। ফলত আমি যদিও মাছৰুম সাধাৰণতে আমি অয়েষ্টাৰ মাছৰুম অৰ্থাৎ ঠাণ্ডা দিনৰ মাছৰুম কৰোঁ, কিন্তু এই ঘৰটোৰ পৰা আমি গৰম দিনতো এই অয়েষ্টাৰ মাছৰুমৰ খেতিটো কৰিব পৰা হৈছোঁ। আৰু লগতে এই ফ্লেক্সটোৰ পৰা ঘৰটো বনালে এইটো সুবিধা হয়, ইয়াক আমি হিচাপত খিৰিকীবিলাক দিব পাৰোঁ। তলত আমি এখন দেখিছে এইখন ভেণ্টিলেশ্যন, এই ভেণ্টিলেশ্যনটো দিব পৰা সুবিধাটো থাকে। বাঁহ বা খেৰেৰে বেৰবিলাক দিলে সিমান সুবিধাজনক নহয়, বা ইয়াক সোনকালে উয়ে খায় বা বৰষুণৰ পানী ইয়াক সোনকালে নষ্ট কৰে। কিন্তু ফ্লেক্সটো হ'লে এইটো সুবিধা, ইয়াক পানী নষ্ট নকৰে, উয়েও নষ্ট নকৰে। এই ভেণ্টিলেশ্যনটো যদি দিয়া নাথাকে, তেনেহ'লে মাছৰুম বেগবিলাকৰ পৰা উৎপত্তি হোৱা যিটো এমনিয়া গেছ, সেই গেছটো ওলাই যায়। ঠিক এনেদৰে ভেণ্টিলেশ্যন সিফালে আছে ঘৰটোৰ, সিফালৰ পৰা বতাহ মাৰিলে ইফালে ওলাই যাব, আৰু ইফালৰ পৰা বতাহটো মাৰিলে সিখন খিৰিকীৰে মাছৰুমৰ ক্ষতিকাৰক যিটো গেছ, এমনিয়া গেছ, ওলাই যায়। গতিকে আমি দেখা পালোঁ যে আটাইতকৈ সুবিধাজনক আৰু বিজ্ঞানসন্মত ঘৰ এইটোৱে। প্ৰথমতে ধান খেৰটো 1.5-2 ইঞ্চিৰ পৰা 3 ইঞ্চিলৈকে কাটিলোঁ। কাটি খেৰখিনি 12 ঘণ্টা সময় চূণ মিহলি পানীত তিয়াই থোৱা হয়। তাৰপিছত খেৰখিনি পানীৰ পৰা উলিয়াই গৰম পানীত, যিটো পানীত খেৰত থকা বীজাণু বা খেৰত থকা অন্য ভেঁকুৰ আদিয়ে মৰিব, তেনেকুৱা অৱস্থাত আমি ৰাখি তাক উলিয়াই আনি অলপ ৰ'দত দি তাৰ খেৰৰ ভিতৰত সোমাই থকা অতিৰিক্ত পানীখিনি শুকুৱাই লৈ মাছৰুমৰ বীজ দি আমি তৰপে তৰপে খেৰ আৰু বীজ দি বেগটো প্ৰস্তুত কৰোঁ। তাৰপিছত প্ৰস্তুত কৰি খেতি কৰা ঘৰটোত পোনি পোনি নি আমি ওলোমাই দিওঁ। ওলোমোৱাৰ পিছৰ 20-25 দিনৰ ভিতৰত মাছৰুম ফুলি উঠে। এটা বেগৰ পৰা আমি 3 বাৰলৈ মাছৰুম ছিঙোঁ। প্ৰথম ছিঙাৰ পৰা 10-12 দিনৰ পিছত ফুলিব, তাৰপিছত 10-12 দিন পিছত ফুলে। এনেদৰে আমি ব্যৱসায়ৰ কাৰণে 3 বাৰলৈ ছিঙোঁ। বেগ প্ৰস্তুতৰ পৰা একেবাৰে শেষ বিক্ৰীৰ কাৰণে যিটো মাছৰুম ফুলাওঁ, এই সময়খিনিলৈকে আমাক 70 দিন সময় লাগে। 70 দিনত ৰৈ যোৱা যিখিনি খেৰ, তাত আৰু মাছৰুমৰ খাবলগীয়া তাত একো নাথাকে, তাত মাছৰুম ফুলে। সেইখিনি আমি পুনৰ এটা পাত্ৰত ৰাখি কেঁচু সাৰ বা পচন সাৰ প্ৰস্তুত কৰোঁ। এই ঘৰটো যথেষ্ট উন্নত, কাঠফুলা খেতিৰ যথেষ্ট উপযোগী ঘৰ। যে এনেকুৱা ঘৰত যদি খেতিয়কে খেতি কৰে, কাঠফুলাৰ খেতি তেওঁলোকে ভাল ফচল পাব। বিভিন্ন ধৰণৰ ঘৰ কৰিব পাৰি, কাঠফুলা ফুলে হ'লেও এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ যদি ঘৰ হয়, তেনেহ'লে ইয়াক 12 মাহে যিকোনো ঋতুত কাঠফুলাৰ ফুলাব পাৰিব। আমাৰ এতিয়া যথেষ্ট সাহস হৈছে যে কাঠফুলাটোক লৈ যে আমি আগতে কাঠফুলা বিক্ৰী কৰিব নোৱাৰোঁ, যে কাঠফুলা খাই মানুহ মৰে বুলি আমাক কিছুমান মানুহে মাৰিব বিচাৰে, গালি পাৰে যে এইটো মানুহ মাৰিবৰ কাৰণে বজাৰত আনিছ নেকি। কিন্তু আমি প্ৰাঞ্জল বৰুৱাৰ লগত লগ হৈ মানুহৰ মাজত প্ৰচাৰ চলোৱাৰ কাৰণে চেষ্টা চলালোঁ। সেই প্ৰচাৰৰ পৰা মানুহৰ মনত থকা কাঠফুলাৰ প্ৰতি থকা যিটো ভয় সেইটো নাইকিয়া হ'ল। এতিয়া মানুহে প্ৰায় বুজি উঠিছে যে খেতিৰ কাঠফুলাৰ পৰা মানুহৰ কোনো ধৰণৰ বিষক্ৰিয়া নহয়, ক্ষতি নহয়, যে বিষক্ৰিয়া হয় বনৰীয়া মাছৰুম কিছুমানৰ পৰা। এটা বেগ বনোৱা কৌশল তেওঁলোকে কৰিছে আৰু সেই কৌশলেৰে বনোৱা বেগ আমাক দিছে, এইবিলাক বেগ। যে এই বেগটোৰ পৰা আমাৰ লাভ হৈছে যে ইয়াত বেমাৰ কম হৈছে আৰু লগতে পানী দিয়াৰ যিটো আমাৰ কষ্ট লাঘৱ হৈছে, কাৰণ এটা চুঙা আছে, এই চুঙাটোত পানী দিলে ভিতৰত থকা খেৰখিনিৰ ভিতৰত পানীটো সহজতে সোমাই যায় আৰু পানীটো কিছু সময় এই চুঙাটোৱে তাৰমানে পানীখিনি ভিতৰত মিলাই দিয়াত সহায় কৰে, কাৰণ এই যথেষ্টখিনি পানী ধৰি ৰাখে। নহ'লে পোনপটীয়াকৈ যদি আমি পলিথিনটোত পানীটো স্প্ৰে কৰোঁ তেতিয়া ভিতৰত থকা মাছৰুমৰ স্পনৰ পৰা যিটো বাহিৰ অহা মাইচিলিয়াম সেই বস্তুটো নাপায়। তো এইফালৰ পৰা আমি দেখা পাইছোঁ যে এই পদ্ধতিৰে যদি খেতিয়কসকলে মাছৰুমৰ খেতিটো কৰে তেনেহ'লে আৰু যথেষ্ট লাভৱান হ'ব পাৰিব। যে এই বেগটো বনোৱাৰ ফলত আমি পোৱাৰ ফলত আমাৰ যথেষ্ট লাভ হৈছে যে আমি বেগ বনাবলৈ যাওঁতে বহু সময় দিবলগীয়া হয়, বহু কষ্ট কৰিবলগীয়া হয়। আমি বেগ বনালে মাছৰুমটো বিক্ৰী কৰিব যাব নোৱাৰোঁ বা অইন কিছুমান কাম কৰিব নোৱাৰোঁ। এতিয়া লেবৰেটৰীত প্ৰস্তুত কৰি আমাক দিয়াৰ ফলত আমি যথেষ্ট সকাহ পাইছোঁ। আমাৰ হাজিৰা, আমাৰ যিটো দৈনন্দিন কাম কৰি যিটো বা নিজৰ গৃহকৰ্ম কৰি যিটো হাজিৰা পাওঁ, আমাৰ এটা লাভ হৈছে। নহ'লে আমি যথেষ্ট সময় বেগ বনোৱাৰ কামত আমি সময় দিবলগীয়া হৈছে।
দাম পাইছোঁ, আকৌ কিপাৰ নেট এইবিলাক পাইছোঁ, গুটি পাইছোঁ, এইবিলাক পাইছোঁ। আৰু আমি বহুত কাঠফুলা যোগেদি বহুত লাভ কৰিছোঁ। আমি ডেইলি আমাৰ 400খিনি সোমায় আমাৰ।
প্ৰশিক্ষণটো আমাক প্ৰাঞ্জল ছাৰে শিকাইছিল। প্ৰশিক্ষণ লোৱাৰ পিছত আমি 25গৰাকী মহিলাই ফাৰ্ষ্টতে কৰিলোঁ, কৰাৰ পিছত 2-1গৰাকীয়ে মানে ভাল লাভজনক হ'ল। মই মানে ভৱিষ্যতেও কৰি থাকিম, ভালদৰে কৰিম বুলি ভাবিছোঁ আৰু এই খেতিটো মানে এৰাৰ ইচ্ছা নাই মোৰ। ডেইলি মোৰ 2 কেজি ওলায়, মাহত মোৰ 12,000 আৰু 15,000 পাওঁ। আৰু
মাছৰুম খেতিটো কৰাৰ পৰা আমাৰ বহুত মানে হেৰি হৈ গৈছে, এই কি কয় আমাৰ মালিকে বহুত ভাল পাইছে, মানে এৰিব খোজা নাই, খাবও ভাল, আকৌ এইফালে হেৰিও ভাল, বেমাৰ আজাৰো কমে। প্ৰেছাৰ আছিল, বহুত প্ৰেছাৰ আছিল মানুহটোৰ। এইটো খোৱাৰ পৰা মানুহটোৰ প্ৰেছাৰ নাইকিয়া হৈ গ'ল।
হওক বা বৈজ্ঞানিকভাৱে যেনেকৈ খেতি কৰিব লাগে, প্ৰশিক্ষণ আমাক যেনেকৈ দিয়া হৈছিল মই তেনেকৈয়ে কৰিছোঁ। আৰু খুব পৰিষ্কাৰ, মেইনলি মই গোটেই বছৰটোৰ খেতি কৰি থকাৰ মূলতে হ'ল পৰিষ্কাৰ পৰিচ্ছন্ন, যাতে অকণো লেতেৰা হৈ নাথাকে ঘৰটো, আৰু তাৰ হিউমিডিটিটো যাতে থাকে, সেই ব্যৱস্থাটো গৰমৰ দিনকেইটাত, কাৰণ আমাৰ বিশেষকৈ পোক হয়, সেইটো কাৰণে মাছৰুমবোৰ অলপ কৰিবলৈ অসুবিধা হয়, বহুতৰ মই দেখা পাইছোঁ। কিন্তু মোৰ ইয়াতে হোৱা নাছিল, কাৰণ মই খুব পৰিষ্কাৰ আৰু প্ৰত্যেক দিনাই প্ৰত্যেকটো বেগ চাইছিলোঁ। যদিও বহুত বেগ আছিল তথাপি মই অলপ চাই সদায় আৰু পানীবোৰ দিওঁতে সাৱধান হৈছিলোঁ। আৰু লগতে মই বেছি গৰম কেইদিন ফেন লগাইছিলোঁ, ফেন লগাই ৰুমটো যাতে ঠাণ্ডা পৰি থাকে অলপ, ফেন ইউজ কৰি পেলাই তাতে মই পানী স্প্ৰে কৰিছোঁ। ফেনখন লগাইছোঁ, লগতে পানীটো স্প্ৰে কৰি দিছোঁ চাৰিওফালে ৱালবোৰত, বেগবোৰৰ ওপৰে পৰাকৈ পানীটো খুব দীঘলকৈ যাতে স্প্ৰে টোপা পৰে তেনেকৈ স্প্ৰে কৰি দিছিলোঁ আৰু ফেনখন চলাই থৈছিলোঁ। তেতিয়া আমাৰ ঘৰটোৱেতো বহুতখিনি সহায় কৰিছে, তথাপিও সেইখিনি কৰাৰ ফলত মই বছৰটোৰ গোটেই কেইদিনে মই খেতি কৰিছিলোঁ আৰু একদিনো নোলোৱাকৈ মোৰ মাছৰুম থকা নাছিল।
মই কাঠফুলা খেতি আৰম্ভ কৰিলোঁ 1994 চনত। খেতি আৰম্ভ কৰিয়ে গম পালোঁ যে যদি এই খেতিটো কৰিব লাগে ইয়াৰে বীজৰ বিৰাট ডাঙৰ এটা সমস্যা। গতিকে এই বীজৰ সমস্যাটোৰ পৰা যদি আমি মুক্ত হ'ব লাগে তেতিয়াহ'লে এটা স্পন প্ৰডাকশ্যন লেবৰেটৰী আমি বনোৱাটো স্পন প্ৰডাকশ্যন লেবৰেটৰী বা বীজ বনোৱা এটা গৱেষণাগাৰ আমাক প্ৰয়োজন হয়। আৰু মই কাঠফুলা কিয় কৰিলোঁ, কাঠফুলা খেতি কৰোঁতে মই দেখা পালোঁ যে মাছৰুমটো ওলাই আহোঁতে মই খুব ফূৰ্তি পালোঁ, মনটো ভাল লাগিল। গতিকে মন ভাল লগা কাম কৰিবলৈ সকলোৱে ভাল পায়। 2 নম্বৰ মই দেখা পালোঁ যে খাবলৈ সঁচাকৈ বিৰাট সুন্দৰ, বিৰাট টেষ্টি, খুব সুখাদ্য। আৰু চবতকৈ ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট কথা মাছৰুমৰ লগত আজি ইমান বছৰ লাগি থকা কাৰণটো হ'ল যে ই স্বাস্থ্যৰ কাৰণে অত্যন্ত উপকাৰী বস্তু। গতিকে খাবলৈ ভাল, খোৱাটো ভাল, আৰু ই কৰিলে আমি পৃথিৱীখনক সহায় কৰা হয়। কাঠফুলা খেতি কৰিলে পৃথিৱীখনক সহায় কৰা হয়। লগতে আৰ্থিকভাৱেও আমি যথেষ্টখিনি উন্নতি কৰিব পাৰিম, আমি আৰ্থিকভাৱে লাভ কৰিব পাৰিম। এই 4টা কথা যেতিয়া গম পালোঁ তেতিয়া মই এটা বিচাৰ ল'লোঁ নিজৰ মাজত, এটা মই চিন্তা কৰিলোঁ যে এইটো দেখোন খুব দৰকাৰী কাম। আৰু জীৱনৰ জাষ্ট মই পাছ কৰি উঠি কামৰ সন্ধান কি কৰিম কি নকৰিম বিচাৰি থাকোঁতে ইমান দৰকাৰী এটা কাম এটা মোৰ হাতলৈ আহিল, মোৰ জীৱনলৈ আহিল। মই ভাবিলোঁ এইটোকে যদি মই গোটেই জীৱন কৰোঁ, চাকৈ এটা খুব ভাল জীৱন, এটা গুৰুত্বপূৰ্ণ জীৱন, এটা ভেৰি ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট জীৱন, ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট লাইফ মই জীয়াব পাৰিম। গতিকে উদ্দেশ্যপূৰ্ণ জীৱন এটা জীয়াবৰ কাৰণে মই কাঠফুলা খেতিটোক এটা মোৰ জীৱনৰ বাট হিচাপে, ইনকাম কওক, সমাজ কওক, মানুহ হিচাপে জীয়াই থাকিবৰ কাৰণে যিখিনি প্ৰয়োজন এজন মানুহক, সেই গোটেইখিনি পাম বুলি মই ইয়াক ধৰি ৰাখিলোঁ। আৰু দেখা পালোঁ যে অসমত মই যিহেতু অলপমান উৎপাদন কৰিলোঁ, দেখা পালোঁ আমি অত্যন্ত সুন্দৰ কাঠফুলা আমাৰ উৎপাদন হয়, আমাৰ বতৰটো সুন্দৰ, আমাৰ এটা প্ৰচুৰ পৰিমাণৰ ধান খেৰ আছে। গতিকে এই ধান খেৰ, বতৰ, উৎপাদন কৰিব পৰা সামগ্ৰী এই গোটেইখিনি থকাৰ কাৰণে আমি উত্তৰ পূৰ্বাঞ্চলত অসমত আমি নানা ধৰণৰ।
वास्तव में ही बहुत सुंदर प्रस्तुति थी। मन करता है ऐसा और भी देखें, लेकिन समय की भी कमी है, तो हम कार्यक्रम को आगे बढ़ाते हुए सम्मानित अतिथि का संदेश सुनते हैं। चलिए स्वागत करते हैं तालियों के साथ पर्यटन मंत्री असम के, वो अपना वक्तव्य प्रस्तुत करें।
Respected Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji, Minister Donor Government of India, respected Sarbananda Sonowal, Chief Minister Government of Assam, respected Professor B.K. Dotto, Member NEC, officers of the Ministry of Donor, officers of NEC, stakeholders of the tourism industry, distinguished guests. It gives me great pleasure to be present here today and share my thoughts today at Destination Northeast 2020, organized by Northeastern Council, Ministry of Donor, on the occasion of World Tourism Day. Our state is very diverse in terms of geography, climate, religion, language, culture. Nature has gifted us with many forest cover areas with exclusive wildlife like Kaziranga, Manas, Povitra, Orang, which are natural habitat of world famous one-horned rhino and the hill districts. We have 2 wildlife world heritage sites and many national parks. We have our mighty river and hills. Our villages are filled with different shades of green, making it ideal tourist destination. Assam is also blessed with 21 ethnic tribes with vibrant culture, colorful attire, scintillating music and songs, and exquisite cuisine. I would like to thank Honorable Donor Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji and entire team of Ministry of Donor and NEC for organizing Destination Northeast 2020. For promoting tourism in Northeast and giving us an opportunity to showcase the diverse all-season destination of Assam. Under able leadership of our Chief Minister, Sri Sarbananda Sonowal Ji, Assam has been making giant strides for tourism development in our state. The new Assam tourism policy made in 2017 lays the vision to make a strong foundation for growth of tourism in Assam and ensure livelihood for many. Our tourism policy has been people-oriented and emphasizes on involvement of the people in the tourism activities and services. Our tourism policy also envisions promotion of Assam tourism as a major destination in India and the world. As part of it, we have come up with incentive schemes for Bollywood filmmakers for them to come and shoot in our locations. Very soon we are going to see location of Assam in many Bollywood movies. This year we also hosted the annual Filmfare Awards in Guwahati, which drew the attention of billions of followers of Indian movies to Assam. For record, it was the first time the Black Lady of Filmfare Award walked outside its home of Mumbai in 65 years. The event received wide coverage all over the world and enhanced the value of brand Assam tourism. Assam tourism has been participating in various tourism fairs across the country and globally to promote Assam. To boost the accommodation in rural areas, Amar Alohi was launched. Under this livelihood link scheme, beneficiaries residing near the 5 national parks and Majuli have been selected for homestay infrastructure development. This enables our visitors to experience the beauty of our rural lifestyle while enhancing the income of the host family. Since most of our tourist destinations are away from urban areas, this scheme has become very popular with the tourism stakeholders, and this year too we plan to extend it further. Last year Assam Tourism co-hosted the Daising Festival, a unique festival by the Eye Riverside, which was visited by 20 lakhs people, making it the largest. The 12 days of festivities are held in area of more than 10 square kilometer venue in the natural setting with the Bhutan hills as each backdrop. Performers from Bollywood, different countries and locals enthralled the various in the festive season. Today in the post-COVID scenario, we are looking forward to hand-holding our tourism stakeholders to help them come out of it and re-establish their work. Few schemes for their benefit are under active consideration by the government. We are currently on the process of creating more infrastructure in our key destinations across the state to be able to host the increasing number incoming visitors. As part of it, we are also emphasizing on improvement of approach roads to places of tourist interest in this state. For keeping hygiene of tourist sites, our department is initiating steps for installation of smart toilets with bio-digesters in many locations where tourists frequently visit. We are also focusing on the development of skilled manpower for hosting of tourists in our state. With the new 5-star hotels coming up in Assam, many of our youth working across the glove industry will be able to come back and work closer to their homes. Finally, I would like to thank Ministry of Donor for hosting the Destination Northeast Festival, which will help promote tourism in Northeast as one common destination. This will go a long way in promoting our culture, heritage, cuisine, handloom and handicraft across the globe. My best wishes to all the stakeholders of Assam tourism. Looking forward to see more of our visitors in Assam soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for that message. And that was the guest of honor, Sri Chandan Brahma, Honorable Minister of Tourism. We now bring you to the cultural presentation, the dances and music of Assam. Well, in the dances and music of Assam today, we bring to you Hajong dance, Bihu dance, Satriya Bhortal Nritya dance of Assam, and of course, the folk fusion performance.
nasi bagi Rabha hildo patini pine ai tato so nasi bagi kayo kayo ne pai nasi jua kira moram kayo kayo ne pai nasi jua kayo kayo ne pai nasi jua kira moram kayo kayo ne pai nasi jua kira moram kayo kayo ne pai nasi jua.
কিয় সুবলিত ভুজ দেখিয়া মৃণাল রহিল পঙ্কজ পক্ষী হে বনে বন মালি বেণু বজাৱত হৰি হে বেণু চৰাৱত ৰংগে কিয় শৰীৰ নিৰ্মল ভুৱন উজ্জ্বল কয়ুকানু কালা অংগে এমন সুচান্দ জোৰাৰ তালনীয় ও মোৰ হৰি হে দেখি নাহি কোনো কালে কিয় বংকিমললিত ভুৱ সুবলিত দেখিয়া পৰাণ হালে বনে বন মালি বেণু বজাৱত মোৰ হৰি হে বেণু চৰাৱত ৰংগে কিয় শৰীৰ নিৰ্মল ভুৱন উজ্জ্বল কয়ুকানু কালা অংগে নতবৰ জিনি উবে সহাজনীয় ও মোৰ হৰি হে ৰূপে কোটি কাম জিনে কিয় হৰিপদ কমলৰ মধুকৰ কহয় মাধৱ দিনে বনে বন মালি বেণু বজাৱত মোৰ হৰি হে ধেনু চৰাৱত ৰংগে কিয় শৰীৰ নিৰ্মল ভুৱন উজ্জ্বল কয়ুকানু কালা অংগে কয়ুকানু কালা অংগে কয়ুকানু কালা অংগে ও ভাল কলিয়া কানুৱে কিয়ে খেলান খেলায়ে ভাল কলিয়া কানুৱে কিয়ে খেলান খেলায়ে খেলাৰ মাধুৰী হৰি ভুৱন ভুলায়ে ভাল কলিয়া কানুৱে হায় মোলৈনো পঠিয়াবি মোলৈনো পঠিয়াবি তয়ে বাপন আহিলে তোৰ পদূলিলে বাপন আহিলে মোৰে লগৰীয়া বাপনো আহিলে পায়ে তোক নিদিয়ে তৰ শালত বহিবলে জানিব যে মোৰ কাৰণে বুকুৱাবি তই বিহুৱানে বাপন আহিলে মোৰে লগৰীয়া বাপনো আহিলে তোৰ পদূলিলে এইবেলি বহাগত তই পুৱা বিহুৱান মৰমৰ হাতেৰে হায় হায় টিপতে পঠিয়াবি মোলৈনো পঠিয়াবি তই সজাই ল'ম যেতিয়া দিবি তয়ে মৰম তেতিয়া পাবি মোৰে মৰম হায় হৈ মাজনী বোলো তোৰ প্ৰেমতে পৰিব মন কথা দিলো মোৰেহে জোন জোনালি অহা বহাগতে বিয়া পাতিমে বুলি বাপনটো থাকিব মোৰে লগৰীয়া বাপনো থাকিব ঐ লগত ছাতি ধৰি তোৰ পদূলি এই সোমাই তোৰ ঘৰত এৰাই যৰ লগতে হাই হাই বহিমে মই ৰভাৰে বহিমে মই ৰভাৰে তলত
वास्तव में ही बहुत ही सुंदर नृत्य आपने प्रस्तुत किया है। आप सभी कलाकारों को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद जिन्होंने भी अपना नृत्य प्रस्तुत किया है, ये प्रदर्शनी दिखाई है। आप लोग का आभार। आगे हम बढ़ते हैं मुख्य अतिथि द्वारा दिया गया संदेश जो कि असम के माननीय मुख्यमंत्री द्वारा दिया जाएगा।
Respected Union Minister of State for Donor, Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji, my colleague in the Assam Cabinet, respected Sri Chandan Verma Ji, Minister of Tourism, Government of Assam, respected member of the NEC, Professor B.K. Datta, officers of the Ministry of Donor, officers of NEC, stakeholders of the tourism industry, distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I congratulate the Northeastern Council, Ministry of Donor for organizing this very important event today as part of the World Tourism Day celebration. Destination Northeast is indeed a big opportunity which will immensely benefit the tourism sector in the region. Ladies and gentlemen, over the last few decades, the tourism industry has become one of the most important engines for economic and sustainable growth, employment generation, poverty alleviation, and social harmony in the world. Tourism has emerged as a potent tool for bridging the communication and cultural gaps and for disseminating the values of tolerance and openness. From this perspective, the tourism industry received great emphasis within the vision and strategy of our government. The Northeastern region has immense potential for nature, adventure, and cultural tourism. There are very strong prospects for religious tourism also. The tourism prospect of this region can lead to inclusive development given that tourism relies heavily on local natural resources, culture, cuisine, art, and history to draw tourists. The tourism prospect of the region can effectively connect the Northeast with ASEAN and BBN countries. building people-to-people contact, trust, and inclusive economic prosperity. As you know, amongst the northern states, Assam is blessed with rich biodiversity with 5 national parks and 18 wildlife sanctuaries. Assam is also home to the famous one-horn rhino. Assam tea is famous throughout the globe. Our state has around 850 big and over 1 lakh small tea gardens. These scenic tea gardens are embedded with 20 golf courses and heritage clubs. Historically also, Assam has enormous architectural heritage of the glorious Ahom era. All this potential promise enhance livelihood and economic opportunity for local people as well as external agencies. But it is very unfortunate that during the last 70 years of independence, most of the tourism potential in Assam and the Northeast remain untapped. Insurgency in the Northeast for last several decades also affected tourism industry as people from other parts of the country and the world were apprehensive to visit the region. As a result, northern states failed to significantly gain from this very vital segment of the economy. However, with Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji taking charge in 2014, things have started to change. Honorable Modi ji discovered the true potential and possibilities of the northern region and unleashed a new era of development with his visionary initiative. During last 6 years, there is not only a massive connectivity boost in roadways, airways, waterways, highways, railways, but psychologically also people of the Northeast have found a new confidence and a strong emotional connect with the rest part of the country. Further, UDAN scheme for civil aviation has tremendously improved regional connectivity within the northern states. Today, all the states of the region are connected by air. Besides, UDAN International has brought the Northeast much closer to the Southeast Asia and BBN countries. Only recently, we had direct flights from Guwahati to Singapore and Dhaka, which I hope will resume operation once COVID pandemic situation improves. Similarly, due to zero tolerance attitude adopted by Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji and Honorable Union Home Minister Amit Shah ji against insurgency, Assam and the Northeast today experience an unprecedented peaceful environment as almost all major insurgent outfits have either laid down arms or are engaged in dialogue with the government. This has led to a remarkable image makeover of the Northeast in Assam, such as congenial environment has led to significant increase in tourist footfall in recent years. Here, I would like to put on record my deep appreciation to Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji for his declaration to develop Shivsagar as one of the top iconic sites of the country. Today, due to COVID-19 pandemic, tourism sector may have faced temporary setback in Assam, but we are hopeful that once normalcy returns, the state will again thrive with tourists from all across the country and the world. As we celebrate World Tourism Day 2020, where World Tourism Organization has designated this year for tourism and rural development, I am confident that the Northeast states stand to gain significantly as most of the tourism product and services of the region are set in the rural surroundings and driven towards our rural folk. You will appreciate the fact that the tourism industry cannot grow at full strength unless concentrated efforts are made by all parties and related sectors. Enhancing visitors' experience in all aspects of their visit is a shared responsibility of all the stakeholders. Therefore, I strongly believe that any tourism strategy must have a four-pronged approach. It should specifically deal with the role of government, the role of local urban bodies and panchayat, the role of private sector, and lastly, policies in other areas that will impact the tourism industry. Keeping this strategy in mind, our government laid great emphasis on development of tourism sector in the state. As a result, tourist inflow to the state had increased significantly prior to the current COVID-19 crisis. Ladies and gentlemen, as part of our commitment, our government announced Tourism Policy 2017 with various subsidies and incentives for promotion and development of tourism in the state of Assam. It was a long-standing demand of the tourism fraternity, and with this policy, tourism has been accorded industry status in the state of Assam, and all facilities and incentives applicable to industries are now available for the private entrepreneurs. This step has aided faster growth of tourism entrepreneurship in Assam. In a signature campaign of Assam tourism, we have done a series of television commercials for promotion of Assam tourism, which popularized Awesome Assam, leading to increased tourist arrival. Further, in the month of February this year, our state hosted the Filmfare Award in Guwahati, which boasted the image of Assam as a major tourist hub in the country. We have also adopted Assam Darshan scheme to develop tourist spots and religious places of all faith in the state. Under this scheme, we have provided rupees 10 lakhs to improve infrastructure and amenities to 915 identified institutions consisting of a mix of temples, satras, namgars, mosques, sarges, gurudwaras. We have also decided to provide infrastructural grant to another 377 religious institutions that have a history of over 100 years and are thronged by pilgrims. As you know, Namgarh, designed by Mahaprabhu Srimanta Shankardev, is an institution for celebrating our spirit of community and culture apart from being a religious institution. Our government has decided to allocate rupees 2.5 lakhs each to about 8,000 Namgars across the state, which are at least 50 years old, and to improve their physical infrastructure. Under this scheme, our government has also been providing additional rupees 2 lakhs annuity grant to selected developers. Further, to roster accommodation in popular destination, our government launched Amar Alohi scheme for homestay infrastructure development. This scheme enables the visitors to experience the beauty of a rural lifestyle while enhancing the income of the host family. We have also initiated steps for creation of additional infrastructure at explored and unexplored destination and upgradation of existing tourist spots. Today, we have luxury cruise operation in River Brahmaputra successfully operating for more than a decade now. Further, adding tourist attraction, a new roadway over River Brahmaputra connecting Guwahati city with North Guwahati has been made operational. To infuse professionalism in the hospitality sector, we have decided to initiate appropriate measures soon for skilling service providers like guides, drivers, and entrepreneurs. Here, I would like to thank Ministry of Donor for hosting the Destination Northeast Festival annually. Further, I suggest the Ministry for doing similar festival in different countries, especially in the Southeast Asian nation. Such an initiative would help in protecting the rich heritage, culture, handloom and handicraft, industrial and tourist potential of all the northern states. I also urge the donor ministry to develop a tourist circuit covering all the northern states, which will be a unique initiative promoting national integration and harmonious coexistence. Moreover, I am confident that the donor ministry would soon come up with a comprehensive roadmap for realizing the Honorable Prime Minister's visions of transforming the Northeast as the new hub of tourism in the country. Before winding up my speech, I especially thank Minister Donor Dr. Jitendra Singh, who has been sincerely trying to promote the beauty of Northeast, the resourceful potentialities of Northeast throughout the globe. And I would also like to invite you all to Assam and enjoy the natural beauty, heritage, culture, custom, hospitality of the Assamese people. With these few words, I again thank to everybody who have taken part in this beautiful event, and I hope that this particular destination Northeast will definitely prosper to a great extent. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for that very heartful message. That was our chief guest, the Honorable Chief Minister of Assam, Shri Sarbananda Sonowal, the Honorable Chief Minister of Assam, in his address. We move on further then. We have now the vote of thanks by Shri Gopal Chetri, Advisor, IFC NEC.
Honorable Chief Minister Assam, Honorable Minister Tourism, Honorable Member NEC, Secretary NEC, and all other senior colleagues and other participants from the state in today's program. Northeast has time and again established its significance in promoting India's reputation in global level. While it has always been an imperative in contributing to India's tourism sector, in recent times it has also gathered worldwide attention for successfully handling of COVID-19 cases. With well-defined decision and public awareness, Northeast has successfully controlled the ongoing pandemic. The destination Northeast is an opportunity to experience the diversity and uniqueness of the region. The cultural extravaganza will showcase the confidence of tradition and technology that makes Northeast a region of unlimited potential in terms of beautiful landscape and natural resources. I, on behalf of the Northeastern Council, offer sincere thanks and gratitude to the Honorable Chief Minister Assam for his kind and valuable speech. Thank you, sir. Sincere thanks go to the Honorable Minister Tourism for his inspiring speech on the theme of the event. Thank you. I also extend heartfelt thanks to Honorable Member NEC, Secretary NEC and all the senior officers of NEC as well as the State Government of Assam for their kind participation in the event. Sincere thanks.
आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद गोपाल जी। और इस धन्यवाद ज्ञापन के साथ हमारा यह आज का सत्र यहीं समाप्त होता है। अब हम आगे के सत्र के लिए बाद में मिलते हैं और वह राज्य होगा मणिपुर राज्य। धन्यवाद।
Well, after that vote of thanks, that was the focus state of Assam. In Destination Northeast, the theme being Emerging Delightful Destinations.